Vocabulary for speaking. Theme. Family. Types of family. 1. Family. A group of people who are related to each other. Example. Mon was very nervous when he met his girlfriend's family for the first time. 2. Immediate family. Your closest relations, such as your parents, children, husband or wife. Example. My immediate family are my dad, mom and 2 sisters. 3. Nuclear family. Parents and their children. Example. The average nuclear family in Vietnam is made up of parents and 2 children. 4. Extended family. A family unit that includes grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts, and uncles, etc. in addition to parents and children. Example. I have a large extended family with many nieces, nephews and cousins. 5. Single-parent family. A family that includes either a mother or a father but not both. Example. Children from single-parent families are more likely to get lower grades or drop out of school. 6. Blended family. A family where either one or both parents have children from previous relationships. Example. Single-parent families and blended families now outnumber traditional families. 7. Foster family. A family that takes a kid into their home for a while and takes care of him or her. Example. The neglected child was removed from her home and placed with a foster family. 8. Dysfunctional family. A family that is not behaving or working normally, where there is conflict, misbehavior, etc. Example. Cynthia came from a dysfunctional family and could often be seen wandering the street on her own when she was young. 9. Close-knit family. A family get on well, support each other and see each other a lot.
Vocabulary for speaking. Theme. Family. Adjectives to describe people. 10. Absent-minded. Someone who is absent-minded often forgets things or does not pay attention to what is happening near them because they are thinking about other things. Example. Even the most absent-minded of us usually retain knowledge of which are our left and right hands. 11. Adventurous. Willing to try new or difficult things. Example. For the more adventurous tourists, there are trips into the mountains with a local guide. 12. Ambitious. Having a strong wish to be successful, powerful, or rich. Example. She's very ambitious but I doubt she'll ever make it to the top. 13. Approachable. Friendly and easy to talk to. Example. Graham's always very approachable, why don't you talk the problem over with him? 14. Artistic. Able to create or enjoy art. Example. His friends are all artistic, they're painters, musicians, and writers. 15. Bad-tempered. A bad-tempered person becomes angry and annoyed easily. Example. I'm afraid I was rather bad-tempered yesterday, I think I owe you an apology. 16. Blunt. Saying what you think without trying to be polite or considering other people's feelings. Example. I'll be blunt, that last piece of work you did was terrible. 17. Brainy. Clever. Example. Sarah was beautiful and brainy. 18. Chatty. Liking to talk a lot in a friendly, informal way. Example. The advisor was friendly and chatty. 19. Clever. Having or showing the ability to learn and understand things quickly and easily. Example. Charlie has a clever plan for getting us out of our present difficulties. 20. Conscientious. Putting a lot of effort into your work. Example. Greg Smith is a conscientious and dedicated worker who will be an asset to your company. 21. Conservative. Not usually liking or trusting change, especially sudden change. Example. Older people tend to be more conservative and a bit suspicious of anything new. 22. Considerate. Caring about and respectful of others. Example. He is always a kind and considerate host. 23. Creative. Producing or using original and unusual ideas. Example. We attract creative people who want to get involved in building companies up. 24. Diligent. Careful and serious in your work, or done in a careful and determined way. Example.
25. Down to earth. Practical, reasonable, and friendly. Example. She's a down-to-earth woman with no pretensions. 26. Dreamy. Seeming to be in a dream and not paying attention to what is happening around you. Example. She gets this dreamy expression on her face when she talks about food. 27. Fun. Enjoyable to be with. Example. Cindy is a fun person. 28. Generous. Giving or willing to give freely, given freely. Example. It was generous of you to lend me the money. 29. Hard-working. Always doing a lot of work. Example. We want to thank our hard-working volunteers. 30. Honest. Always telling the truth, and never stealing or cheating. Example. He was a hard-working, honest family man who was only trying to do his duty. 31. Humorous. Funny, or making you laugh. Example. Her latest book is a humorous look at teenage life. 32. Impatient. Easily annoyed by someone's mistakes or because you have to wait. Example. You'd be hopeless taking care of children, you're far too impatient. 33. Industrious. An industrious person works hard. Example. She's extremely competent and industrious. 34. Judgmental. Too quick to criticize people. Example. You must try not to be so judgmental about people. 35. Nosy. Too interested in what other people are doing and wanting to discover too much about them. Example. She was complaining about her nosy parents. 36. Open-minded. Willing to consider ideas and opinions that are new or different to your own. Example. Doctors these days tend to be more open-minded about alternative medicine. 37. Outgoing. Friendly and energetic and finding it easy and enjoyable to be with others. Example. Sales reps need to be outgoing, because they are constantly meeting customers. 38. Oversensitive. Too easily upset. Example. I think you're being a little oversensitive, she didn't mean it as a criticism. 39. Reliable. Someone or something that is reliable can be trusted or believed because he, she, or it works or behaves well in the way you expect. Example. Gideon is very reliable, if he says he'll do something, he'll do it.
40. Reserved. Reserved people do not often talk about or show their feelings or thoughts. Example. The English have a reputation for being reserved. 41. Responsible. Of people, organizations, or their actions or behavior, that you can trust and rely on. Example. The child should be accompanied by a parent or other responsible adult. 42. Self-assured. Having confidence in your own abilities. Example. The interview showed her as a self-assured and mature student. 43. Self-confident. Behaving calmly because you have no doubts about your ability or knowledge. Example. At school he was popular and self-confident, and we weren't surprised at his later success. 44. Serious. A serious person is quiet, thinks carefully about things, and does not laugh a lot. Example. I remember her as a very serious child. 45. Shy. Nervous and uncomfortable with other people. Example. He was too shy to ask her to dance with him. 46. Sociable. Sociable people like to meet and spend time with other people. Example. Rob's very sociable, he likes parties. 47. Sporty. A sporty person enjoys sport and is good at it. Example. Guy wasn't really the sporty type. 48. Stingy. Unwilling to spend money, small in amount. Example. He's really stingy and never buys anyone a drink when we go out. 49. Strict. Strongly limiting someone's freedom to behave as they wish, or likely to severely punish someone if they do not obey. Example: my parents were very strict with me when I was young. 50. Strong-minded. Someone who is strong-minded is determined and unwilling to change their opinions and beliefs. Example: you'll have to be strong-minded if you are going to push the changes through. 51. Studious. Spending a lot of time studying or reading. Example: she was a studious child, happiest when reading. 52. Talented. With talent, able or skillful. Example: the development of talented employees is critical for ensuring organizational performance. 53. Talkative. Talking a lot. Example: she's a lively, talkative person. 54. Thoughtful. Carefully considering things, kind and always thinking about how you can help other people. Example: thank you for calling when I was ill, it was very thoughtful of you. 55. Trustworthy. Able to be trusted. Example: not even a newspaper always gives trustworthy information. 56.
Vocabulary for speaking. Relationship phrases. 57. Be close to somebody. Know somebody well and see or talk to them often. Example: her relationship isn't good with her father, but she's very close to her mother. 58. Be in touch with somebody. Be in communication with somebody. Example: are you still in touch with any of your old school friends? 59. Be related to. To belong to the same family as. Example: I'm related to many people in my village as my family has lived here for generations. 60. Be well matched. Similar and suitable for each other. Example: I talk a lot with my father because I think we're really well matched. 61. Divorce. Legally dissolve one's marriage with someone. Example: she's divorcing her husband. 62. Drift apart from. If two people drift apart, they gradually become less friendly and their relationship ends. Example: it is so easy to drift apart from your relatives if you don't keep in touch with them regularly. 63. Enjoy someone's company. To like spending time with someone. Example: we believe that we all enjoy each company in every day. 64. Expect a baby. To be pregnant. Example: Jane is expecting a baby. 65. Fall for. To fall in love. Example: Fall for You is my favorite song that I listen to every day. 66. Fall out with somebody. To argue with someone and stop being friendly with them. Example: we rarely fall out with each other because we enjoy each company a lot. 67. Get on well with somebody. To have a good relationship with somebody. Example: my university classmate had been studying together for a while and got on quite well. 68. Get on like a house on fire. Example: we struck up a relationship at college and got on like a house on fire. 69. Get to know. To have information in your mind. Example: the first time we got to know each other in the first year meeting, when I was immediately attracted by her beautiful face with knowledge of fashion styles and brands. 70. Get together. If two or more people get together, they meet each other, having arranged it before. Example: shall we get together on Friday and go for a drink or something?
71. Go back years. To have known someone for a long time. Example: our friendships go back years to when we were still young. 72. Grow apart from somebody. Gradually have less close relationship with somebody. Example: there was nobody else involved, we just grew apart. 73. Grow up together, grow up with somebody. Have many childhood and adolescent experiences in common with somebody. 74. Have a lot in common. To share similar interests. Example: my sister and I have a lot in common, so we're getting on really well now. 75. Have ups and downs. To have good and bad times. Example: like most married couples we've had our ups and downs, but life's like that. 76. Hit the rock bottom. Reach the most unhappy that someone has ever been in their life. Example: she is a reliable shoulder to cry on, who never leaves me when I hit the rock bottom. 77. Keep in touch with. To keep in contact with. Example. I used my phone to keep in touch with my family and friends because I had to study away from home. 78. Lead separate lives. Example. Torval and Dean now lead separate lives and are rarely seen together. 79. Look up to somebody. Respect somebody. Example. Every Vietnamese looks up to President Ho Chi Minh. 80. Lose touch with. To no longer communicate with someone. Example. I used to have a close relationship with my uncle, but I lost touch with him some years ago. 81. Marry. To join in marriage. Example. They don't have any plans to marry at present. 82. Pop the question. Propose marriage. Example. They're really well matched in their interests, yet he hasn't popped the question because both of them are not ready to settle down and have children. 83. Resemble. To be similar to an older member of your family in appearance or character. Example. You resemble your mother very closely. 84. See eye to eye. To agree with someone or to have the same opinion as them. Love lives, romantic relationships. Example. We see eye to eye on most things, so we rarely fall out with each other. 85. Settle down. To start living in a place where you intend to stay for a long time, usually with your partner. Example. Vietnamese people often set a high value on having a roof over their head to settle down. 86. Stand the test of time. To be popular or successful for a long time. Example. The best characteristic of a healthy friendship is its ability to stand the test of time.
87. Strike up a relationship. To begin a relationship. Example. Mia and I struck up a relationship since we were high school students. 88. Take after somebody. Resemble somebody in your family, in appearance or personality. Example. I take after my dad, we're both quite careless.
Vocabulary for speaking. Family idioms. 208. A chip off the old block. Someone who is very similar in character to their father or mother. Example. John looks like his father, a real chip off the old block. 209. Air one's dirty laundry in public. If you say that someone airs their dirty laundry in public, you disapprove of their discussing or arguing about unpleasant or private things in front of other people. Example. My mom acts so sensibly whenever I do something wrong. She never yells at me on front of people. She doesn't want to air my dirty laundry in public. 210. Bang for the buck. Value in return for your money. Example. When I had to prepare for my entrance exam to the university, my parents borrowed money from bank to help me. After graduation, I get a job in a good company and my parents said it's the best bang for the buck they have ever made. 211. Black sheep of the family. A person who has done something bad that brings embarrassment or shame to his or her family. Example. Everyone likes me because I'm so quiet and obedient. The same cannot be said for my wild cousin Nathan, who is the black sheep of the family. 212. Blood is thicker than water, said to emphasize that you believe that family connections are always more important than other types of relationship. You had better pay more attention to your family and relative than neighbor. Because blood is thicker than water. 213. Break one's neck. To make a huge effort, to try very hard. Example. My parents want us to try hard and use all the effort for studying. They break their neck to fulfill out requirement for life and education expenses. 214. Bring home the bacon. To earn money to live on. Example. Now that I have a full-time job, I'm bringing home the bacon. My mom, as a housewife, she does all the household chores, while my dad, as an officer, works outside and brings home the bacon. 215. Buckle down. To start working hard. Example. My dad wants me to stop playing games and buckle down for my test, or else he will tear down my computer. 216. Flesh and blood. Someone from your family. Example. Even though my sister can be annoying sometimes, I always stand up for her when she is in trouble because she is my own flesh and blood. 217. Hell or high water. If you say that you will do something come hell or high water, you mean that you are determined to do it, despite any difficulties that there might be. Example. My mother said that, though anything came hell or high water, she promised stand by and wait for me to come back.
218. Like father, like son. Fathers and sons resemble each other, or that sons tend to behave like their fathers. Example. My dad and my brother are like father, like son. They match each other in every aspect. 219. Like two peas in the same pot. Example. The twins are like two peas in the same pot, I can hardly tell them apart. 220. Look on the bright side. To find good things in a bad situation. Example. Look on the bright side, no one was badly hurt. 221. Men make houses, women make homes. Men are often the ones who build or acquire houses for their families, but women provide the things that make a house into a home. Example. Despite the traditional thought that men make houses and women make homes, nowadays in Vietnam, women are capable of earning money and doing big things as well. 222. Run in the family. If a quality, ability, disease, etc. runs in the family, many members of the family have it. Example. I like to be active and I participate in a lot of marathons and road races. It runs in the family because my dad also runs in marathons sometimes. We often train for the big races together. 223. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. In connection with children who show qualities or talents that are similar to those of their parents. Example. My sister is just like my father. She jumps from job to job and can't settle on one career path. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. 224. Tie the knot. To get married. Example. I believe being present in a wedding is a real pleasure because tying the knot is one of the most important events in a person's life. 225. Till, until the cow comes home. For a very long time. Example. I regret what I have done in the past, hung out all day with bad guys and went home until the cow comes home. That made my parents worried a lot. 226. The apple of one's eyes. The person who someone loves most and is very proud of. Example. My 2-year-old little brother is the apple of my father's eyes. He take after my father a lot. 227. Turn gray. Example. My parents work so hard to raise the children that their hair turn gray over the time. 228. Ups and downs. If someone or something experiences ups and downs, a mixture of good and bad things happens to him, her, or it. Example. Life is full of ups and downs. 229. When the blood sheds, the heart aches. Example. When the blood sheds, the heart aches. Everyone in the family has to take responsibility to stand by side and help others to go through sorrow.